Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 22 in another part of our My Team career mode with Brawn GP. Today we have got the Singapore Grand Prix and it's going to be another 25%er, mainly because I hate the Singapore Grand Prix. This will definitely be one of the races, probably along with Monaco, that we get rid of for Season 2 and replace with Portimao and China. Going forward, but yeah, hopefully you guys good. Last time out we had a shocking Grand Prix in Italy, qualified 22nd, finished 21st. I mean, I have since found that the setup that I was using was actually a really slow setup. I get my setups from a website called F1 Laps, and it seems like it glitched out on Monza, and for the time trial was looking at times that were sort of 1:19.6, and I mean we were putting in 1 minute 20s in my team, so I don't think it was very good. We could have done a lot better, I think, with it, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully around Singapore we'll do a better job. I have knocked back the difficulty back down to 92 this weekend, mainly because I'm not very good around here, and it's actually been a couple of years since I've raced Singapore properly, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we can fill in plenty of stuff for the activities, so why don't we go ahead and do that? I think we can probably fit them all in, if I'm honest. Yeah, we can. There you go. So we'll go and do that. R&D wise, I think we're all good. We've got everything set up. There are 4 upgrades that are going to come before the Singapore Grand Prix, so we'll keep an eye on all of that. We might actually get all of them in. Yeah, we should do. We should get all of these upgrades in. So this could be a really exciting couple of weeks, but there you go, straight away.
To come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Right. Oh, that one, yeah, that one will come through. Okay, so we are going to have the best engine, which is very interesting. And we can get that one as well. I'm just checking, is there any other ones we can go for? I don't think so. It's fine, we might as well go for that. That'll come in just after Japan. So let's keep going. There's the engine cover distribution. That one's completed. So now we can go and get another chassis upgrade. Got this one here. It's quite a nice one, actually. Oh, unlucky. Just after Singapore, that one. Okay, let's keep going then.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
So this department has requested your attendance.
Who you see as your rival.
Oh,
we need your input.
Ah, come on. Are you having a laugh? Down as one of the favourites for this year's championship. Get lost. We're just going to no comment it.
To pass on their thanks for helping out.
There's no point setting up one of them as our rivals. Right, we can do another aero upgrade. Let's see what's going to be of most benefit to us. Probably that one, to be honest. Let's get that one in. That's fine. Okay. Right, let's keep going then. Energy store materials improved. Nice.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready
for
the next race weekend.
Can we get any more of these? I don't think so. It's another pretty big upgrade coming though, that one. We can get that one on the car. Let's keep going then. Let's hope that engine cover comes through, and it does.
Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival.
Nice.
Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive acclaim for beating them, you'll lose acclaim if you fail to do so.
That is a huge step forward for us. Unfortunately, a lot of other teams have made some big progress as well. Yeah, you know, we're ahead of Aston Martin and AlphaTauri now, but equally we have spent a lot of our resource points. Don't know if we've got anything that we can go for now. Dynamics wise, don't think so. We have already got one. Have we got one going? I mean, it's insufficient points anyway. That one, yeah. So we could go for that one, but yeah, we'll have to wait for some discounts after this weekend. But yeah, what an awesome amount of upgrades. Let's head to the race weekend and analyze that and see just how much have we actually gotten out of this. How much performance have we gotten? Let's have a little look. So plenty of upgrades have happened. And there's the big spike. You can see we've jumped ahead of Aston Martin and AlphaTauri. We're now just at the back of that midfield from McLaren down towards Haas. But that's really good for us. I think that's going to really help. We're ahead of those two teams. We're going to keep pushing on and try and become sort of the 6th best team by the end of the season. I think that's got to be the target, get above Alfa Romeo. Don't think we're going to quite get to Alpine or McLaren, but we will see. And with that in mind, let's see how we get on in qualifying. Well, let's take it on a lap of Singapore then. It is going to be tricky to get through to Q2. Pace wasn't brilliant in Q1. I think about 11th place. Nico Hülkenberg, meanwhile, in FP1 was 4th. So really do think the upgrades have helped his side of the garage, but I think because it's Singapore, I'm going to struggle, and that's sort of what we're in for with these final few races of Season 1, or at least the next few. You know, going into Japan, that's another track that traditionally I've not been very quick at. Let's see how we're doing through Sector 2. We go nearly 0.3 of a second off 18th placed Yuki Tsunoda. Here we come. Up to the line then. Oh, and it is 22nd again. We'll have to come back in. See if we can get some fresh tyres on and go again. I just about have time. No, we're not going to make it up to the line, so once again, we are going to be out in Q1 and taking up the very last grid position. It's not good enough. Now where's Hülkenberg? Up in 6th. Pace was there, but how far off were we in the end? I mean, you know, 1.3 seconds, something like that. Maybe even more. Yeah, it was nearly 2 seconds we were off Nico Hülkenberg there. That's embarrassing, to say the least, and well, again, it's going to be a very long race tomorrow, starting from the back of the field. I suppose we take a new engine, new gearbox, and just hope for the best.
Against the spectacular backdrop of the Singapore skyline, Formula One returns once again to do battle in what tends to become something of an endurance race, with the notorious sauna-like temperatures in the cockpit, making for an extremely physically challenging race. It's a 3.1 mile lap here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit with 47% taken at full throttle. It's hot, humid and bumpy around the 13 lefts and 10 rights of mostly slow corners. But we should see speeds of up to 200 miles per hour along the Raffles Boulevard. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Verstappen, Lando Norris, and Sainz, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Bottas, and Fernando Alonso, Albon, Ocon, Mick Schumacher, and Joe, Perez. They've taken a grid penalty. Tsunoda, Lance Stroll, and the captain, Magnussen, Gasly. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Latifi and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. With me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Let's discuss Red Bull. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performance that we've seen.
Okay then. Here we are, ready for the race. It's going to be a tough one, you feel. We're going to go soft then, medium, just try and be quick, I guess. Strategy-wise, obviously, nothing we can really do to the car. But we'll try our absolute best going in to the Grand Prix. So here we go.
Interesting today to see how the dry conditions can affect the lifespan of the tyres.
Apologies about it cutting out again. It is really getting on my nerves. I'm watching it. Must be difficult to watch as well. So I thank you very much for sticking by it, and
they're almost ready to take the start of the race as the cars take their
we can get into a good race here.
Making their final preparations.
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up in the wall. And yeah, we'll have another DNF this season. Not feeling confident ahead of this, but Nico Hülkenberg up in 7th. Hopefully he can get his first points of the season. But here we are, lining up on the grid then. We move up to 18th place after some grid penalties, which is quite exciting. So here we are, we're ready for the 5 famous red lights. Here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Singapore. It's a decent start off the grid, but we need to keep ourselves out of trouble going into turn 1. And that's exactly what we do. We'll certainly settle for that. Little wheel to wheel with Perez there. And we are through. And that will do nicely. Don't know what that trophy was for. Surely not 250 overtakes as Albon pushes Ocon into the wall there. Oh, opportunistic move down the inside of Ocon there, and once again, first lap antics up to 14th place. Well, there goes Tsunoda having a little look at Valtteri Bottas. We leave the room there down the inside for Ocon. We know we're gonna struggle for straight line speed today, so definitely need to try and stay in the slipstream of certain cars. To be fair, we are making it. Oh well, Bottas popped up there, and we're now only 2 places behind our teammate. That is quite unbelievable, isn't it? Well, Sonoda makes it past Nico Hulkenberg. No, we need a good exit here. And we have DRS. And we're right in his slipstream. Gotta try. I'll tell you what, Hulkenberg is struggling out there. He started 7th, of course. But his race pace certainly not
We're approaching the pit
good.
window and you're going to be on mediums.
Wow, that's Ocon trying to make a double overtake. And somehow he gets ahead of both of us there. That's a disaster. But again, a very, very good exit. But Hulkenberg closing in on Ocon. No luck. Oh, there's contact between Latifi and Hulkenberg. I think Hulkenberg might have even lost his front wing there. That was very, very dirty from Albon, but Hulkenberg just so slow in a straight line.
Track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car
But
right
we're
now.
even
Just be
slower. I
careful.
mean, we cannot get past him somehow. Even though I'm not certain he has a front wing. But he is holding us up like there's no tomorrow here. Let us pass, Nico. No. Well, that is a huge move down the inside of Hulkenberg. And now we get a chance to push on here. No, Hulkenberg will hold them up for a few seconds, but will ultimately be passed as he goes into the pit lane, presumably.
Verstappen's in the pits.
Now then, got plenty of the folk ahead that are in the pits.
Push now, we're boxing this lap.
What sort of in-lap can we produce here?
Nico's coming in for his stop now.
It's going to have to be an absolutely awesome one.
And it looks like the pit crew are out in the lane.
Okay,
and
so
ready
we're
to
into the
perform their
pits.
Magic on the car. They're going to be aiming to achieve the fastest pit stop time possible.
Trying to look at our front wing. I know we had some pretty close shaves with Hulkenberg, but yeah, I think the nose looks a little dodgy, but I think we're all right. Come on, yeah, we're released ahead of Albon. That's what we needed.
That was
And
our
then
last stop.
we
No
are
more
away.
scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
And that is quite nice. So we're back out in 15th position. That'll do. That'll do. But there we go. Straight away, Bottas makes his way past. We don't have DRS, so
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
no chance of getting back past, you would suggest, unless he makes a mistake, which he doesn't. So there's one position lost, and like Italy, I expect that's what's going to happen between now and the end of the Grand Prix. Well, you join me on lap 10 of this Grand Prix. We're just chilling in 13th place. I mean, we'll certainly take that, the pace we've had this weekend.
Okay, stand by. We see a problem our end and we're looking into it.
Well, perhaps we have a problem in the car anyway. But it hasn't been too bad in terms of race pace. You know, perhaps makes me think a little bit more practice round here, and we could have done a little bit better in quali, but
So the issue seems to be fixed, but we'll keep monitoring it from our
Okay.
end.
well, it's not going to end our misery just yet. I mean, what's crazy is Nico
Our gap
Hulkenberg.
to the car in front is 5.0 seconds.
Nico Hulkenberg is only a couple of places behind us despite having that front wing damage. But a 1:41.5, I don't think that's too bad a lap. We'll see come the end of the race how competitive that is.
2.5 seconds.
I've actually quite enjoyed driving this circuit. It's been a good challenge. You can ride the curbs a lot more in this game, which I think definitely helps. But I'll tell you what, it looks like Lewis Hamilton is going to go and win this Grand Prix. He started second on the grid. I assume he's the one that's ahead of Charles Leclerc. But I really don't know. But as always, the AI are just ridiculously quick on the final lap of the Grand Prix. But if we can come out of this with 13th place, we will definitely take that. Tyres are definitely starting to struggle a little bit now. And there, oh, it's George Russell. Wow, George Russell wins the Singapore Grand Prix. And you can hear the fireworks going off. We are a long way behind the leader in this one. We're a long way behind the car in front. Bottas has dominated us in this stint. Look at those fireworks there. Just got to make sure we keep it tidy for the final few corners. And we will come out of this with a 13th place, which I think is the best that my side of the garage could definitely do this weekend. Checkered flag is there. We come up to the line and it is 13th. We'll take it.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
What a great race it's been then. Another classic Singapore Grand Prix. And they've held on to take the checkered flag here today. So, Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we could talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those that we've witnessed today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Great to see Lando up there as well. What a result for George Russell. And I think it's, yeah, it is Charles Leclerc in second, who has done a very, very good job this season, to be honest with you. So, very, very interesting that Russell managed to get ahead of him, especially in the slower Mercedes around Singapore. But there you have it then.
Now, let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to say, Sebastian Vettel certainly caught my eye during the race today. Incredible driving.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
So there we have it then. We finish in 13th place. And if you look at our fastest lap, it wasn't actually too bad compared to the people around us. We were actually very, very close in pace to 3rd and 4th place. Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. I mean, McLaren, where did that come from? That has massively jumped them up to just 1 point behind, or 2 points behind us in the Constructors' Championship. But still, I think 8th this season would be a fantastic achievement in both championships, to be honest. But top 10 is the target for the drivers. 8th in the Constructors. I think that's achievable. Nico Hülkenberg finishes in 15th. Obviously had that incident earlier on with Albon. And Albon, you know, it was a really silly move that he made down that inside. Sergio Perez didn't have a good race either. But we'll settle for it. You know, we started 18th, qualified 22nd, and we finished 13th. So it is what it is, and we move on to the next Grand Prix in Japan. So that's where we'll leave it for today. If you have enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.